This is the tale thus far. The rider rode, a temple was found, and the turn of a key woke a giant from slumber. The makers have need of me, the warden bellowed. And so he went, in search of their only hope.
What's going on, everybody? And welcome to Bell Outright Occult Gaming. Today we are continuing our journey into Darksiders Remastered. So yeah, we were able to see the story thus far, and once I get a chance, I'm gonna go ahead and do more of those for you guys, because those are pretty good. But today we are continuing our journey. I think our next place to go is going to be the Forge, and we're going to continue there to assemble the Guardian so that he can help us defend these makers against the corruption. So that'll be our next plan of attack here. I believe the next thing we got to do is talk to the warden out here. And looks like we have quite a few active quests, including the Shaman's quest here for the Maker's Chronicle. Alright, and that is going to be our destination, right across that chasm over there.
For too long I have slumbered.
And hopefully Sean Connery here is going to help us.
So the time has come.
What became of the other wardens?
In my dreams I felt many of my brothers, but only one still calls. Ora, a warden most ancient. His song still haunts me, though his stone is lost.
We've already met Oron and helped him out.
Oron was hewn from rock, first laid by the Stone Father. He knows forgotten songs that can help heal our realm. Thank you for restoring him, Horseman.
So Oron's pretty important.
Tell me about the foundry.
It is a holy site where soul is fused with stone.
Doesn't look so holy from here.
The darkness has spared it in our realm. But the foundry is a place of magic. It is strong, and with your help we will claim it once more. It's not safe here, for flesh or for stone. There is no shame in turning back.
No point either.
You heard the warden. It's not safe to go alone. You need my help.
Alright. So the warden apparently has, excuse me, the ability to restore these bridges here, likely because they're stone. And as you heard him, he said the voices of the wardens have healing properties, which is pretty interesting. So likely once we are able to assist these guys, help them out, they'll be able to restore their world. So it's a bit of a hopeful note, because initially the way it was narrated, this was a planet in the autumn of its life, near death. So that entails that possibly even without the corruption, this land was headed for a slow death, but the corruption kind of just sped that up. So maybe with the help of the wardens, they'll be able to, you know, just keep going, hopefully. Alright, and this area here is the foundry. So we're here now, and our next objective is to awaken the Guardian. And if our quest thus far has been any indication, awakening the Guardian is not going to be an easy task. Alright, so we got a foundry that is like the foundry of the forge across from us. And that means we have the Tears of the Mountain on one side and the Fire of the Mountain on the other side. Alright, and right as we walk in, we have a pretty interesting sight here. A giant hammer just suspended above the Fire of the Mountain. So is that a weapon, or is that a tool? Or maybe it's both. Whatever it is, whatever can use it, it's gonna be massive.
Step up, Ryder. I'll toss you.
Alright, if you guys are X-Men fans, we got a little fastball special action right here. Alright, we got a treasure chest right over there. These guys are still no issue. They are leveled to our level, but not too big of a deal. Alright, we got a treasure chest here. Gonna get some gear and healing items. And I think we're already at 5 healing potions. This area is pretty. There's like a lot of stuff to do here. And we haven't gotten a skeleton key yet, so we gotta find that before we can proceed. I don't know how he saw that, by the way. Alright, and judging from this area, we know we'll need a riding construct. Or we'll need a construct to ride. So if we take this way, what it is a shortcut back to the initial area. There's not much over here. There are some pots that we can break for some guilt. Got some more pots here. Nothing in them. Alright, and we are back. So what we were able to discover is that that initial door is actually accessible through here. So we'll be able to get Karn over if we're able to open that door. So we just have to figure out how to do that. And here we go. Looks like we got a switch.
Stay there. I'll get the door.
And we got two doors, so we're gonna let Karn go ahead and hold this one open while we get through it. So Karn definitely has some strong back muscles, because that door.
And if you would get to the tree, we will have to wake that beast. And then what? The Guardian will do what it was meant to. Destroy the corruption blocking the tree.
But it looks finished. Why does it just stand there?
The body is finished, aye. But as it stands, it is no more than dead stone. To give life to the stone, we must give it the essence of a maker's heart. 3 of them for a beast this large.
And how do we do that?
These heart stones were finished, along with the Guardian, but never married to the stone. They're all in the temple. We need only look to find them.
Then let's go.
Alright, and I think we found the massive creature that will wield that hammer that we saw when we first stepped in. So it looks like we have to wake this Guardian up with heart stones. And we're going to have to find 3 of them. And that thing really is quite massive. Alright, looks like we got a construct across the way over there. Over here, that looks like enemies. Or at least corruption. Or both. Enemies with corruption. I like how Karn stole my kill there. You know what? Karn's actually, now that I think about it, I think he's the way to kind of adjust the player into the difficulty, maybe. Because he's an assistant in a lot of these dungeons, and yet later on in the game, you don't get too many assistants like him. I don't think you get anybody who assists you with fighting like Karn does here. And there are 3 other worlds, maybe 4 other worlds in this game. So that's pretty interesting now that I think about it. And I don't believe there's really anything down here. over here we'll find quite a few things. And as we can see here, this area is just covered in corruption, so we'll need something to break it. The only thing we know of that can break this stuff is shadow bombs and the riding construct. I actually forgot what they call these, the bigger constructs.
Alright, I've got you ready. Hop aboard.
Got another fastball special here. Alright, we got quite a bit down here, and right away we're able to see a construct. Looks like it's on this submerged platform down here. And of course there's going to be a boatman's coin whenever there's a large body of water. Alright, and we see a place to get out of here. And we see a ball in here, so already we know there's a puzzle we have to do, likely to raise that submerged platform. Alright, and there's even more to this area. This area is it's almost maze-like. I know when I played this part, I was very confused, because there's so many areas to go. Okay, and we got an area here, which likely is going to lead to where that treasure chest is. And we just got to climb up now. Alright, we got a one-way trip back over here. Okay. And in my confusion, I thought that was all for this area, but there's actually one more place you could go, basically to get to the switch on the other side. But it didn't really appear to be one. And that is covered by a grate, so we're actually not able to get above there until we open it. And this is likely where we jumped in from, if I'm not mistaken. But there's no way out. And that particular area looked kind of Roman-ish. Is kind of out of place compared to the rest of the Maker's architecture. Alright, so we're back over here, and so we need to explore this area one more time. And we see there is a place we could get to over there. So since I'm confused, I'm checking out the map. And I'm trying to figure out how to get this door up, because that's something we're definitely gonna have to do. But first, we need to get behind the cage here. So this is where I didn't go. And once we come up here, we're on this side.
Let's get the door. Let her
All right. Man. And yeah, I was commenting before on his back muscles. Like,
This thing is heavy.
that thing comes crashing down on him. That, like, should really destroy him the way it comes crashing down. But he's pretty strong. And this here is pretty tricky because we gotta aim it straight down the middle. Otherwise, it won't go in that divot right there. And there's no way to push it up the incline, so this one might trip you up a bit. But you just gotta take your time to line it up perfectly and make sure death isn't facing off to the side, which is not as easy as it sounds due to the way he moves. And even here, I'm misaligned just a little bit, like ever so slightly. So it's, you either gotta get lucky or you gotta make it perfect, which is what I'm doing here. And sometimes you just can't tell just how off you are. The key may be to, now I'm looking at it, the key may be to throw it from a bit further away than near the incline. But anyway, we got our construct here. I actually think these are called construct halts. But thankfully we get to use it in combat. And you can see how it does against the construct champions. And because it's actually also a puzzle tool, it has no health bar. Like, it's pretty much invincible. I love this thing. I wish there was actually like some combat challenges where you could use this thing.
Impossible.
Okay, awesome. So we were able to get the construct back. And now we're able to bring it over here for puzzle use. And even here, there appears to be several areas you could go. It's like there's a lot of options. I'm giving the environment a little look-see. Looks like we got some environmental traps here. And we could have actually made that, but I was just being a bit careful. As you guys can see, evade counter. If death makes a particularly skillful dodge of an opponent's attack, a flicker of his Reaper form appears to strike back at the enemy. But what I was saying is, as you guys can see, our weapon's a bit under leveled, so we should be doing a gear check right about now. We are going to use our skill points to get some new attacks, including Innervation, which gives the our corpses a chance to absorb wrath from the enemy. Not a chance, but they do absorb wrath from the enemy. And it looks like we're gonna get Fiery Souls to do more fire damage to the enemy. But it looks like we're still using Carcano Smasher, so we do want to upgrade that. And we do have a new hammer to upgrade too, so we should be switching over to that. I could be mistaken. I actually think we get Zelda Carcano Smasher, and now we're using the I forget what the new item we got. As you can see, these guys are a nightmare on evil levels. Even levels, I should say. What are we using? We still got our possessed weapon, and we should definitely upgrade that. It has some interesting abilities on it, but it is far too weak. And so it looks like I figured that out here. And we're going to switch to the spectral sides. And the hammer we're using, which hammer is this? It looks to be the strongest we have. But the enemies have definitely gotten beefier. They got more HP, more defense. And we can at least get more defense to match the enemies. Increase our critical damage. This is pretty good for all around defense and critical damage. Be a fool not to equip that. Looks like we already got the best item here. And we get more defense and critical damage from the sabatons here. Or resistance. Definitely gonna go for the defense and critical damage. And we got the Grim equip, which gives us more Reaper chance, but maybe we can use something else. I don't know. This one's very good. Arcane defense and HP. So we're definitely a lot beefier. And we do much more critical damage, so not bad. Not bad crit check. Alright, that's going to be our skeleton key. Alright, and it appears that we don't have the means to go any further in this particular part of the dungeon. So we're going to go ahead and leave. But we will be back. Alright, and forward we go. We're going to go ahead and climb this spiral here. Spiral staircase. Alright, as we can see, we got shadow bombs over there. Unfortunately, the area of effect for the explosion is not quite big enough. And up there is a secret, so we will want to get up there. And it takes me a while to actually remember what that secret is. But here we have a brand new tool. An arcane item. This takes us back to the very first Darksiders, doesn't it? And what do we get? We got the Death Grip. With the Death Grip ability, Death can grasp certain objects from a long distance. He uses this to his advantage by either pulling himself to larger objects or bringing smaller objects into him. So this is going to be our equivalent to the Abyssal Chain from the first game. Except this one actually has a bit more of a lore implication. But instead of a chain, which is similar to the hookshot from Zelda, this is a kind of a ghostly arm similar to Devil May Cry's Devilbringer. This thing can only grasp rings and wall posts. So we're not able to grasp these handholds here, but we can get rings such as the ones above and wall posts. So unfortunately on this trip up here, I'm not able to find out how to get to that secret area, but that's okay. We'll actually come back later and figure it out. It's actually just right below here, but you can't really see it from this part of the stage. You have to go across and look down. And so because I couldn't find it right away, I just assumed that I didn't have the tool to locate it currently, but we have everything we need. We just gotta find it.
Time you find something.
I did see a boatman's coin just above.
me! Follow me! Follow me!
Alright, now that we have Death's Grip, we're able to access another part of this area of the foundry. And Karn's leading us right over here. And as you can see, you know, the Death Grip is a tool that we can use to platform, but it's also an object we can use in combat. And just like its tool use, we're able to pull smaller enemies towards us, and we're able to pull ourselves towards larger enemies.
Whoa, it's over already!
Alright, and we learned that Shadow Bomb trick a long time ago. But now that we have Death's Grip, we can do a lot more with that. And that went way too smooth, that last jump. I probably should have fell in the lava, but I'll take it. Alright, and we got a big old elevator here, so definitely not gonna run into any combat here, right? Oh, I guess not. Cool, looks like we found Heartstone.
Ah, a Heartstone. Within lays the soul of a great maker. Find a way to bring it down, and I'll carry it. Alright, I've got you, Ryder. Hop aboard. They've thrown stones bigger than you.
There's a lot more to this area than you would think.
Step up, Ryder. I'll toss you.
Alright, looks like we got some platforming action. Not too big a deal. And we got something new over there. we got something that's glowing the same color as our death script, so we'll most likely have to use it. Or not. Now that part's pretty confusing. They make you think you gotta use the death grip, but... Or you do. Okay, that was just a glitch. Of some sort. Now you do want to have your death script equipped before you do any of these sections where you platform and you have to use it. Because if you don't have it equipped, well, for a part like this, it's fine because they'll auto pull it out for you. And again, it's another weird error there. For some reason the game doesn't always figure out where it wants you to grab on those from. So it's just, I don't know, there might be a technique to it to make sure that doesn't happen, but right now it feels like RNG to me. Okay. So we got the treasure. And now it's actually not... You're kind of stuck over here. It's weird. Unless you go back that way. But if you try to go anywhere here to proceed forward, you're gonna fail. Actually, there's no way back, really. Oh, okay, that does work. I forgot if that worked or not. Now that was cool. Alright, looks like we got another treasure chest above us somewhere. And a good indication of places you could go, just look at the design of the wall. If it looks smooth, then you'll be able to, it'll likely lead to somewhere new, somewhere you can go. Like here, it's smooth right up top, so you should be able to notice that and then traverse your way above. Cool, and we found our way below. And there's a construct down here. Yeah, R2 was not the right button to press right there, so. Some more silliness, but that's okay. We remember that the circle button was what we needed to use to activate it. Alright, we got a treasure chest here. Go ahead and pick that up for some gear and some healing items. Or just some gold. And I think we picked up a talisman. Alright, and we can of course use this to bust up some corruption. Let's go ahead and do that. Make our way through here.
Let's get this back to the Guardian. Stone Father, help us!
Alright, now we got the Heartstone in tow. Everything should go very, very smoothly. Alright, and up we go. No problem, smooth sailing ahead. It's a little shaky. Oh, there are enemies on this elevator. I don't think I would have ever saw that coming. I do like the death grip. I do prefer my wrath abilities, so that's why I'm equipping the pistol here to regenerate my wrath quicker. And he's doing some work with that Hearthstone. That thing's bigger than I thought it was. Alright, looks like we took care of all that. And all that's left is to make our way back to the room with the Guardian. And now we have a room filled with lava here. And that's the cool thing about this area. It's going to continuously change as we affect things in the foundry. And we got our first Heartstone now attached to the Guardian. Not bad, not bad. And that's going to actually open up a new area for us, for reasons I don't really understand. But anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for us today, guys. I do appreciate you hanging out with me, watching me play some video games. We're gonna continue next time. I want you guys to take care. Till next time, peace.